Hello everyone, welcome to another episode in Music of the Week. This one is a wee bit delayed, because I wanted to get this one done a bit sooner, but I just needed some break taking. I need to take time off making videos because I made like 4 in a row last week, so it's coming out today. And yeah, got 6 albums to get through for this one. Let's just go. First, we're in Keansburg, New Jersey with Can't Swim and their 3rd album, Change of Plans. So, this isn't actually my first album by them, even though it's the first one I'm covering, because I did hear Fail You Again back in 2017, their debut, and oh god, what a debut. I haven't heard their second one. This is my first album since their debut. I didn't listen to their debut when it came out in 2017. I heard that more recently, like within some point last year. This album doesn't quite hold up to it, but it's still good. I'm giving it a B-. I do think it suffers from not really as many inventive ideas as the debut had. And again, I didn't listen to the second one, so I don't really know. There's not really a lot of things I could say to vouch for that, but still got fairly catchy songwriting. It's still a really good modern-day emo post-punk album. I like how they mix the genres with it, and you know, the overall musicianship isn't good. It's just isn't bad is what I meant to say. No, it is good. It does suffer a bit from watered down production at points, but it's still a pretty solid enough album, and I think it could be worth a spin or two. You know, it doesn't really have lasting effects, although the song and single Deliver Us More Evil is really, really good. So, yeah, it's got good bits, it's got good bones, it just needed a better, like, muscle tissue, I guess you could say. And from New Jersey to New York, specifically New York City, with City Morgue and their 3rd album, City Morgue Volume 3, 4th album, City Morgue Volume 3, Bottom of the Barrel. So, I don't think this is the first thing I've heard from them. I've heard, like, something from someone else similar, like, I think it's just an act that they're similar to. I think this might have been my first full album by them, I don't really know. And I really enjoyed it, really good mix of, like, trap, punk, and rap. I'm giving it a B. I thought it was really, really solid. My main problem with it, and part of the reason I'm giving it a B, is that so many of the songs are so damn short, but they have a lasting impact at the same time as well. And the 2 rappers, Zilla Kami and Sos Miller, specifically Zilla, both are amazing. They don't just typically rap about the usual SoundCloud stuff, which is also good. Yeah, they just have really great chemistry together as well, even though it does feel like Zilla just absolutely stomps all over the album with his performance because he's great. Solid production as well. It's a very clean sounding album for like the roughness of the sound of the chosen genres, so works for me. Yeah, I just genuinely liked quite a lot of it, especially considering that's genre 1 I like in hardcore punk, genre I'm getting more into in rap, so I'm all for the mixing of it. Next is Cradle of Filth with their 13th album, Existence is Futile. This is only my 2nd Cradle album, but I know who the band are. They've been around for 3 goddamn decades now, so it's kind of hard not to know about them. And yeah, I listened to the last album, Cryptoriana. I thought that album was pretty good. I think this album is really, really good. Like, I'm giving it an A, first of all. Fantastic musicianship. I love the stories that are told because they are really well known as a good storytelling band. They have the odd concept here and there. This is not one of those, but they do tell interesting stories in their dark fantasy sort of way. Solid musicianship. Danny Filth is still an amazing vocalist to this day. Like, he can still fucking go. Really love the guitar work, and the keyboardist and female vocalist who I do have here somewhere. Where is she? Annabelle Rodney. She's really good. But yeah, I recommend checking out this album. A lot of great songs. It's 56 minutes long, so it can be a little bit long, but it doesn't really feel like that. It was over before I knew it, honestly. And, you know, it fills out the length that it gives you, so I'd recommend giving it a try. We go from Suffolk, England, that's where Cradle of Filth performs, I forgot to say that, to Buffalo, New York for Every Time I Die with their 9th album, Radical. So, it's no secret that I kind of love Every Time I Die. I think everyone does. Obviously, this is their first album in 5 years because they were busy with a lot of other stuff. Mostly guitarist Andy Williams being part of All Elite Wrestling as the Butcher. Part of the Butcher and the Blade. And, yeah, A+. It's an Every Time I Die album. You'll know you're going to get greatness with it. It is a bit of a long one, a bit of an ambitious one, but the band have always been that way. They've always been some of the most intelligent songwriters going, some of the most forward-thinking in that way too. But it's so solidly put together. The performance is still great. Keith Buckley is brilliant as well. It's their first album with drummer Clayton Goose Hollyoak, and he smashes it. And yeah, just absolutely phenomenal stuff all around. Really like the production. It's on Epitaph, so you're guaranteed a great time there. And put together quite well, even though it is a long one. It's worth the sit through. And it gives you a lot of songs to pick as your favourites, so definitely recommend this one too. Next we head back to New York City for Pocket Courts with their 7th album, Sympathy for Life. Sympathy for Life is what I said there, even though it didn't sound like it. So this is my first full album by them. I did hear good things about their last album, Wide Awake, I just didn't get into it. And I expected this album to be a little bit better, but it was still good. I'm giving it a B minus. I think it was really good in some parts. It did need a bit more consistency, but their just natural charm won me over for the most part. Really weird lyrics at points as well, but you know, not to the not to the point where it's super difficult to understand. I just think some of the production was a bit questionable on it. Like, it was a bit too heavy on the synth stuff, and it needed more like of that sort of slightly unnerving post-punk indie garage feel to it with the riffs. But more of it works than you would be led to believe. Like, I don't know what it was, but the album was... It wasn't a long-lasting bite, but it was satisfying while it lasted, so... I don't know, I mean... I say it's not long-lasting, it's 45 minutes long, so... It's weird, it's a weird album. It does take some getting used to, but it does weigh you down over time. It wore me down a bit, and I think that's why I'm not so harsh on it, because normally I think I would be, but I know there's just something about it. I'm not gonna go like seeking out again, but I can see why people like them, and I think I really do need to listen to their old stuff at some point. But yeah, that's besides the point. Could be worth a shot. This. And finally, we stop off at Columbus, Ohio for Starset with their 4th album, Horizons. So, I don't know what I said like that. Horizons. So, I've listened to every Starset album, not as part of a backtracking thing. I just, listened to the first one that came out in 2014, and I've listened to each one since. And I think this one was really, really great. Definitely a step up over Divisions. I'm giving this an A-. I think I gave Divisions a B+, so that works. I think this album does take a while to get going, but when it hits the second half, it really goes in. I'm not going to call this the best Starset album. I think that still goes to Vessels for me personally, but I do think they took all the right steps that they needed to take. I like that there's still more of a concept to it. Even if you do have to look into the lyrics yourself, it can be a tiny bit indulgent, but it's still great. I really like the songwriting. Dustin Bates is still a great vocalist. Everyone still performs really, really well. I mean, they've been around for 8 years. They haven't changed a member, so that's worth noting, I think. Really liked a lot more of this than I was expecting to. It wasn't that I was let down by Divisions. I really did like it, but I think they need to keep stepping it up a bit more, and they did that with Horizons. So I would recommend seeking this one out. Got production too. Production's really good. Pretty decently structured for the most part too. So yeah, I'd recommend decently. It's an A-. I'd recommend giving it a go. And that's another 6 albums stumbled through. In the next episode, I'll have another 6 albums to stumble through. I've got to grade those yet though. As for what's next, no videos immediately. I do have PvW vs AVW Go Home show for Break Even 4 tomorrow night. That's about it. I have my cat here, but he's sleeping off screen. I don't know if you can see him that well. There's his tail. So, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow night for streamy time. And as always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye.